My name is Tom Cohen, and I teach here at the MIT Sloan School of Management. Today we're fortunate to be talking with Dr. Vivian Ming. Vivian is a neuroscientist, and she's also the co-founder and managing partner of SOCOS and a vice president at another organization called ShiftGig. And today we're going to talk about the next big challenges in the field of neurosciences linked to the labor market and linked to real people. So tell me what you see as some of the biggest challenges that are motivating you today.
The difference between natural and artificial intelligence. What role is AI going to play in the future of labor, in the future of education? For example, if you're in med school studying to be a radiologist right now, you have made a terrible career decision because there is nothing you're being taught how to do that any number of companies can't do better with an artificial intelligence. Some people think it is going to be a utopia, and some people think that the AIs are going to take over and get rid of us. At least some percentage of both of those futures are real possibilities for us, and it depends on how we engage with it.
It motivates you and it challenges you. How do you get your colleagues in the technology world to think about it this way?
I grew up in Salinas, California. So if you've never heard of it, it's where all your lettuce comes from.
I know it well.
I grew up watching people bent over in fields, picking strawberries and picking lettuce. I don't have a strong opinion about the value of good, honest labor, but I do feel like human lives can be spent in a better way than simply supplying my salads. And given that they are robots, I have some friends with companies that have these amazing robots. Their cameras can distinguish crops from weeds, and with millimeter precision jets of fertilizer, kill the weeds while fertilizing the crops, organic farming at conventional scale, no humans involved. That sounds to me like a fundamental human good. But the flip side of the story is, what do you do with all of those people? We have not built a society full of creative, adaptive problem solvers. I try and combine data, research, and real stories. I find if you have one or the other, you don't touch people.
So give me an example of where your leadership has really motivated others to move together as a team to accomplish an important challenge.
One of the things I've been very proud of in my life was inventing a treatment for my son's diabetes. We collected thousands and thousands of data points, blood levels, everything he ate to the gram, whether he was active or not, did he have the sniffles that day. We brought it in with us to our first outpatient visit with the doctor, naively thinking that they would love us. And they weren't. Some of them were angry that we were wasting their time. So that day, we started building what I called Jitterbug, which was a system to pull data off of my son's, think of Fitbits, but also what's called a continuous glucose monitor, his insulin pump. Take that, put it all together, and I built a model that predicted into the future whether he'd go high or low. I did it for my son, and then though, I went and talked about it. I told people what I did. I pointed directions to where similar code was available. I gave talks about how it decreased the amount of time he spent in a high blood glucose range, the sort of things that lead to blindness and amputations. And then engineers at some very big medical technology companies started calling me and saying, hey, do you have time to talk about this? One of them just released their first predictive model 4 years later. Another one I know is working on an AI version of what's called an artificial pancreas.
That's a very powerful leadership strategy because you draw people in rather than pushing your solution onto them. So let's turn to the world of AI. Give me a sense of how you think about using technology to address world problems, but also to bring the human wisdom and people themselves into the picture.
Artificial intelligence will play a role as it morphs into augmented intelligence, as what we're focusing on is making better people. And I don't think that that's just getting people off of farms, getting people out of mines I think that is a powerful human good. We should be focused on that. But as we're focused on that, we're going to be getting people out of journalism and out of medicine, out of trading. Are we going to need financial traders when we have near optimal systems that will have trouble just understanding what they're doing? It's the human side that we're not focused on, and that's what I'm scared about. We need social institutions to keep pace with technology, and we need technologists to think about how their work will have a reverberating impact on society.
And how do we get the technologists to see the challenge and their task the way you do?
Think of how we developed the models for managing data in this world. We came up with these largely because a couple of companies I respect, like Facebook and Google, just ran incredibly fast, grabbed as much data real estate as they could, and that became standards. As the stakes for these sorts of standards become higher and higher, I think these should be collective decisions that we're making as a society because they have broad societal implications.